Hello everyone, I was thinking that building came to 9/11, the 21 years ago, 21st anniversary, 9/11 turns 21 years old. If this is president, with George W. Bush talks about 9/11. And the Brain Pop talks about 9/11 as well with Tim and Moby. Let's start with the Brain Pop.
I think this is it. Dear Tim and Moby, I know that the Twin Towers fell on 9/11, but why would someone do that? From Tiffany. This is a tough one. Maybe we should go over what happened first. The morning of September 11th, 2001 started off as your average Tuesday. People went to work, kids went to school, and everyone pretty much went about their business as usual. At 8:46 a.m., though, everything changed. At that moment, an airplane full of passengers flew into one of the Twin Towers. Those were the two tallest structures of the World Trade Center in downtown New York City. All the people on the plane were killed, and so were many people in the building. I know. Then, about 20 minutes later, a second plane flew into the other tower. It was then that people started to realize that this was no accident. It was an attack. It was clear that the planes had been hijacked or forcefully taken over. Shortly after that, there was another plane crash, but this time it was at the Pentagon, right outside Washington, D.C. The Pentagon is the headquarters of the U.S. Department of Defense. Next, the unthinkable happened. Back in New York, the South Tower of the World Trade Center collapsed. It was a devastating blow. Debris flew everywhere, and all of downtown Manhattan was covered in a cloud of dust and smoke. Many lives were shattered in the aftermath of the September 11th attacks, but families, friends, and complete strangers pulled together to help out relatives and friends of the victims, both on the day of the attacks and in the weeks and months that followed. Within a year, all physical damage to the Pentagon was repaired. It's been a much tougher rebuilding process here in New York, but things are looking up. By 2012, the new World Trade Center became the tallest building in New York. I couldn't agree more.
I know you like that, but let's start with the George W. Bush talks about 9/11. He talks about a building that people dies when the plane crashed and it makes a building. And George talks about on 9/11 the freedom getting under attack, and it is a deliberate and seriously deadly and move all the way because the victims were the airplanes and then to his office. He talks about everything. Let's see what video about George W. Bush.
Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack in a series of deliberate and deadly terrorist acts. The victims were in airplanes or in their offices, secretaries, businessmen and women, military and federal workers, moms and dads, friends and neighbors.
Well, I hope you liked this video of 21 years old of 9/11, September 11, 2001. See you later.